Hello, my loves. Welcome back. So I promised you that I would go over um, the Virginia portal login, right? And we're going to do that today once this truck that's behind me stops back. But we're going to go over that today because I promised you that I would help you win government contracts in Virginia. So I'm going to share my screen. Once I share my screen, I will show you a step-by-step process on how to get registered in the EVA portal. First thing I want you to know is eva.virginia.gov is something you want to write down. That is where you're going to register, and that is also where you're going to be able to look at bids in Virginia. eva.virginia.gov. G-O-V. Gary Oliver Victor. And I'm just going to make sure my audio is on because I have a history of recording videos with no sound. So let me just double check something really quick and then all right, so as long as my trusty little microphone is on, we're okay. So eva.virginia.gov. Let's start there. Okay. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you register within the portal, which will be super helpful for you. So I'm going to share my screen. It's a beautiful day in Buffalo, New York. It's really hot, but you know what? I'm not complaining because we don't get any good weather. We only get it for 6 months, then we go back in the house, right? So, all right, I'm going to share my screen, and this is going to be pretty quick. We'll do window, share, and then we'll go here. So the first thing you're going to do, if you see here, eva.virginia.gov, that's where you want to be in order to sign up to register. This is Virginia's marketplace. This is where it tells you how much they spend, all their resources, contracts, and sources. You can find a lot of information on each state's website. So what we're going to do is we're going to register now. And what it's going to do is it already popped it up for me. It's going to give us a checklist. So this is the checklist that it's going to give you, right? This is telling you step by step how you're going to register as a new EVA supplier. You are the supplier, you're offering goods to Virginia to sell services and products, right? So utilize this page because it's going to help you navigate the EVA homepage, supplier registration. I mean, everything that you need to set up this successfully is in this document, right? So if you're stuck on a certain part of the application, save this document in your downloads or in your folder, and it can really help you move forward. I had to use this document. So you want to make sure that you're using it. And I'm not going to lie, it is very helpful. All right, so let's start off. Make sure you're using that document. We're going to start here. All right, so you want to make sure when you come to the EVA portal that you're clicking here, supplier registration. Of course, the page isn't working. Oh, you know what? We already have it. All right, so this is the State and Office of EVA Customer Care. It'll be closed Thursday the 19th. They always give you at the top some kind of update that you can use. So what you're going to do is first, you're going to start off with your personal information. And for you, that can look, your first name, last name, email, your phone number, fax number, and position. Position as an owner, CEO. Are you a sales agent? Are you applying for a company? And then over here, you're going to use your US based EIN number. If you don't have an EIN or you can't find it at the time of the application, what you can do is use your social security number. that is okay. If you're foreign based and you don't have an EIN or a social security number, you're going to want to click that. And then foreign based for social or EIN, you can add that information too. And I'm not going to actually apply because I already have an account um, that I lock my that I lock myself out of. So I have to reset my password, obviously. But what you're going to do is your company name is going to go here, your name. Now, this is what's shown on your W 9. Your W 9 is what gets you paid, right? You want to make sure that that information is correct. The name. If you're doing business under a DBA, you can put that here as well. And then you're going to pick a notification type. Are you a corporation, an LLC, nonprofit? That's all information that they want to know. So when agencies are searching you on the Virginia portal, they know what kind of entity you are, right? Sole proprietorship, individual, are you a governmental entity? So, whatever you are, pick from this drop down menu. Now, this is more keen to, what kind of entity are you? Joint venture, legal services, more, this is more niche down. Political subdivision, professional corporation. Are you tax exempt? That's something that they're going to want to know for purchase orders and invoices that you're processing. Your web address. Now, here's my thing, right? I'm just going to have a sip of my apple juice. Mm, yes. Anyways, if you, I hear a lot of things about being in the government space and not having a website. You do not need to have a website in order to bid on government work. Is it a good thing for you to have is it a good thing for you to have a website? Absolutely. It really is, because the agency who is doing research on you, they can understand what you're doing better based on your website. Is it something that's 100% needed? No, you don't have to have a website in order to be able to bid on government contracts. So keep that in mind. It is just a bonus to be able to help the agency search you. So you're going to hear a lot on that. Oh, I don't have a website. I need at least a one landing page. You don't. Okay, you can still win government work without a website. Do you accept charge cards? That's for you to get paid. You want to let them know if it's Visa. What is your delivery method? Do you use USPS? Me as a broker, I would choose others because I have connections with carriers. So what I would do is choose others. You can choose DHL, FedEx, your UEI. That's something that you should have stored away in one of your documents when you apply to be a sole proprietor or an LLC or a corporation. Federal Unique Entity Identifier. That's something that I have stored away in my documents that I use often. So instead of me having to search for it, I'll just pull up my folder, pull up the document, and enter the number, right? There's some security feature here that they want you, just to know that you're real. So we'll put that in there. It's going to ask some information about additional addresses. Is your order address the same as your tax address? Is your payment address the same as your tax address? This is all for tax and payment purposes because let's be honest, we want to get paid. We're doing the work, providing the service, providing the product so we can get their money. So you want to make sure that any tax, all of this should be filled out correctly, but you want to make sure that you are double, triple checking any tax information. And you should be going back looking over this again. Is your billing address the same as your tax address? Is your physical address the same as your tax address? So that's all stuff that you want to be very clear on, right? This right here is for electronic procurement transactions made between you and Virginia. So this is something that you're going to want to accept. And you're also going to want to read through here. So the fact that we didn't put any information in really, it's not going to be helpful. I'm also not going to submit my information twice. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm applying to be a vendor again when I already have um, a registration. So what we're going to do is go back, right? All right, we're going to get rid of these two. All right, so we're going to go back here. Now, this is where we are on the application, right? You are, we are 4 and 5, okay? So let's make that a little bit bigger. But I'm doing this for the purpose of I don't want to submit the portal twice. So we're going to use the document that they give us to go over it, right? So they're going to ask for the tax address, and whatever's on your W-9, you're going to want to put in this information because all of that should match. Your W-9 documents should match with your application process. We went over these questions right here, additional addresses, and then read and accept the eVA agreement. And you need to read all of this. Before you accept anything on any procurement website, you should be reading all of it before you try to accept it. So after that, you're going to click register right here, and it'll tell you, thank you for registering with the eVA, and now you'll be able to go into the portal. They'll send you an email that looks like this. Set your password. If you made this request, please click here to confirm. This will help you to create a password. Um, if I'm not mistaken, after 60 days, the password goes cold and you need to reset a new one because often what I have to do is turn right back around and reset a password in the portal, and I have to do it very often.